now we're going to, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get a chance to meet our guest. But, you know, we like to greet them sometimes with a song. Getting to know you, getting to know all about you.
Oh, sick.
Getting to like you, getting to hope you like me. Haven't you noticed? The sun we're all bright and breezy because of all the wonderful and new things we're learning about you here today. Yeah, Cassie Beck. Yeah. No, you can't get it like this on Channel 4. Matt Laura. Cry your eyes out, you know. Let me give you some mics.
Hey,
all right.
Yeah, give him some mics. There you go.
Welcome, Cassie.
That's the best introductory. Thank you very much.
Now, Vic, we're going to adjust that mic.
No, the screw is gone bad.
The screw is
gone bad.
Screw.
It's bad screw.
I didn't know you could even do that.
Yes, you can. That's why I have it set at
Is she
perch.
5 or 4?
I can't hear myself.
Hold on. Let's check.
have, like,
Five or
one ear?
6.
5 or 6.
Right.
That's okay. I'll get it.
Watch this.
I'll fix it because I can. Because I
Oh,
can.
there we go. I can hear you guys now.
Because I can.
Should I have like one ear, you know, like the DJs and stuff?
You can.
Oh, girl.
You can.
Just do
Like,
your...
like cool like that?
That's right. That's that swagger.
You know what I'm saying? I got swag.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she does. If you want to check out her swag, check out this past Halloween. Oh, you didn't know I know about that, right? Oh, you didn't know it? Oh yeah, I know about your Halloween. I know how you dropped it. Okay.
At least I was semi-good this year. I was better than you.
Do we have pictures of that?
Oh, I have pictures.
Embarrassing Halloween photos. That's the whole segment.
I have pictures. Of course, I'm not making them available to the general public.
Oh, good.
That's my own personal cash. Welcome, swag sister. I have to just give you a welcome to you because you came in here with style and grace and you killed it with the animals on the feet. I mean, she did.
It's not real animals, though.
It's okay.
We try not to. I mean, I do eat meat, but...
Yeah.
Finally. Thank you. A woman, you know, and you gotta have some pork. It's the other white meat.
I don't know about pork. I didn't say pork.
Oh, come on. Man, that's easy with turkey
swine?
sausage.
Yes.
I'm telling you. So, everybody, we have a special guest, CEO and founder of District 2. Let's go take a look. Let me tell you a little bit about her. 15 years in the fashion industry, working with such companies as Disney, MCA, Warner Brothers, and having her designs grace the retail floors like Nordstrom, Bloomingdale's, JCPenney. Cassie Betts is a fashion virtuoso. Let's go take a look at the site, District 2.
Damn.
Wow. Everybody take a look. Now remember, we told you, we love here at Paxdale, you know, to celebrate our own friends and family, you know, and because we have, and it feels so much like that, and we promised you once again, so much more than eye candy. Cassie, you don't know, but we seem to have a thing here at Paxdale of getting the entrepreneurial women.
Yes.
We run in, for some reason, we run into them, and so many, I'm proud to say, are beautiful, talented black women, you know.
Yes.
I sort of belong to that clique. Not the women part, but beautiful black. But anyway, we're proud to say that, and so we were so pleased to have you sent to us by also one of our long-standing hangout in the club party brother from Entrepreneurial Brothers too, Rob Betts, right?
Big
No,
Rob.
they don't.
Yeah. That's right. Big Rob.
Everybody knows Uncle Robbie.
Yeah, everybody knows Uncle Rob.
Two down front.
Two down front.
Now, and tell us about who you brought with you now today.
Today I brought Joseph Ruzan, who is the Deputy Director of Economic Workforce Development for the City of Los Angeles.
Whoa! Wow!
Woo, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, there's a lot of programs out there for us, women, minorities, inner city people that have small businesses. And he has helped me find all the programs, find the money, you know. So it's a process, but I think the process is necessary because it helps weed out who's really real and who's just, you know, give me money. You know, you don't want to give money to the wrong people.
So tell us a little bit, give us a synopsis about District 2 and what you're doing?
It's actually District 2.co.
Okay.
District 2.co is the 2.0 upgrade for the garment industry. And what our motto is, to basically continuously upgrade the garment industry, to continuously technologically upgrade the garment industry year after year and make it evolve, because right now the industry is kind of living in the Stone Ages, and
So
we need not to be.
now let me just get that, because that's kind of profound, simply stated, but kind of profound. You're attempting to have the fashion industry adjust to technology.
Correct.
Wow.
Yes.
And by the way, we have acknowledged here that it's not just the fashion industry, print media
Yes.
totally being decimated because of their lack of a response.
Yeah.
Right. And many of the traditional media outlets need that same service, but believe me, I know what it, so that means you're going to meetings with a bunch of people who not only sort of don't want to hear what you have to say, are feeling threatened by what you have to say.
Actually, I think it's the perfect time to do this, because maybe 5 years ago, they weren't hearing it. But now, everybody sees
on the wall.
Everybody else making all this money on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and they know they have to get on it, but they don't know how. Like, a lot of these manufacturers, they don't even have email addresses. You know what I mean?
Wow,
so
that's right, Cassie.
let alone a Facebook page, that's like rocket science to them. So we've created something that's like way more simple and specifically for the garment industry, where they can get online themselves, and basically our first step is a search directory, so everyone can find everyone, because it just angers me every time I have to go find something, and I've been in the industry for 15 years, and I want to find a pattern maker. I got a Rolodex of pattern makers, but like, can't I just type in a keyword?
Totally.
Pattern maker, they should all pop up, I should be able to call them, we're done. And if I'm the only person who uses this this platform, I will be making a lot of money just in being able to find all my people quickly that I already have.
Well, such a desperate need to, like she said, so many of the folks don't even have email addresses. I remember, Cassie, like you said, 5 years ago, we get folks to come in here and they say, Mario, I know I need a website. I don't know what I needed to do, but I know I need one. And that's businessmen.
Yes.
Yeah.
These are people who running businesses.
Correct.
And you have to try to slowly explain to them how they have to get their head right, because that didn't even sound
correct. It's not just the fashion industry. I mean, it's just like African Americans in general tend to be like computer scared, like they're going to steal all my information. What do they want with your information? You know?
I keep reminding people,
Calm
Cassie.
down. No one cares. I mean, the only people that care about how many cats you like are people that manufacture cat food. Like, this is why they want to know what you're doing, so they can sell you stuff for real.
And they don't want to hack into accounts with 4750.
That's wrong. That's wrong. There's
Half my friends who are worried about being hacked have no money. I said, no one's going to break into that broke-ass account of yours.
Exactly.
That's wrong.
Then they'll be on the IRS.
Right. Like, it's funny, all my friends, my developers are Ukrainian, so all my friends are like, oh my God, Ukrainians are the best hackers in the world, Cassie, you better be careful. I was like, I am a startup. If they hack into my bank account, it's just practice. Like, there's nothing there.
Exactly.
Every dollar I make goes to them, so,
Well, you can hack in a pack stereo, get some wonderful videos to your collection.
That's right. We got to sign "Hack Me," and then watch you leave.
That's right, hack me.
Okay, that's wrong.
So now, Cassie, we love to hear too. Before we get, and we're going to have you basically take us on a tour. And one thing we pride ourselves again on this desktop, we can go and look and see everything. So we're going to have you take us on a tour. But first, we always like to hear about the backgrounds of people, because so many of us think that we can't do things. We think people are just, you're just special. You're just gifted. They don't realize that so many of us work from the time we're a child to do these things. So tell us a little bit about your background. Where did you grow up and go to school?
Let's see. I was actually born in Inglewood.
Yeah!
Inglewood.
Survivor!
However, we moved a lot. We moved from Inglewood to Illinois, so like the Chicago, East St. Louis area.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
And then
tough.
right, and then moved to Hawaii, and then back here to Cali. So I'm kind of all over, around the way kind of girl, I guess you could say. But
Wow.
yeah. Speaking of working as a child, my first job, I was 11. At my very first job, my family owned all this real estate, and so I was like manager basically of all the properties that we had. Literally, I think like 300 units or whatever at one point. My father was an entrepreneur, and we had all this real estate. So my father was also into computer. He worked at Lockheed, which they make rockets. So he they made rockets, and so he was very into computers and stuff. I used to program video games. Actually, when I was like 9, I wanted computer games on our computer, because that was before the video games day. And he was like, yeah, sure. He brings home this book of code, and he says, you want to play computer games? You code it yourself. And so when I was 9, I did that because I just wanted to play the games. You know, I didn't know how cool that was. I kind of lost it since then, but I am taking classes to get the coding back. It's been a hard road, you know. I do come from a family of entrepreneurs. They're always doing something. You know, you always got that cousin Pete. You know, it's always
means you're always
doing
working.
Something. Always
means you're always working.
That's what it means.
Always,
those of us who work for family, they're always working.
Always working for my uncle in Chicago, Elbows barbecue stand. You know, like it's always some type of project going on. But when I was 18, my father, he left us. It's a strange age. That's a long story, but that's another show. So I had times where I was homeless. You know, I've slept on cardboard boxes and bus stop benches. You know, so I probably had one of the hardest childhoods imaginable, and just lives in general. And I'm gonna write a lifetime movie about my life, you know. Yeah. But it's encouraging. I think I personally like to go into like group homes and things, and I have girls that I mentor who have been through similar situations with like abuse and just like a really hard life. And I had people that showed me like, hey, look at all the things that I've overcome. Just because you've been dealt a bad hand is actually it's almost a blessing, because there's nothing that can happen to me in this corporate world, this big bad corporate world of technology and business, that's worse than what has already happened to me, in life. Like none of this compares to that, you know. So I'm fearless. You know, I fear no one but God. So
that which does not kill you only makes you stronger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So I do things that no one else. I mean, it's a little bit crazy to wake up one day and say, hey, I think I'm going to start a software development company, you know, for the fashion industry. Wow. You know, I'm going to start a technology company, and I'm going to aim to get the best software development company on my team that I can possibly find. And my partner, my co-founder, is they are the #1 web and software development company out of Ukraine, and Ukraine is known for having the best developers.
Wow.
So I mean, it was a little scary. Like, okay, you know.
Now, what made you want to go into this line of work? I mean, to design these enterprises.
Well, initially, when I got into the fashion industry in '98, and I'm telling my age, in '98,
she's 12 years old.
I tried. I was just like, okay, it's gonna be some cool software. You know, I can't wait to use the fashion industry software. And I get in, and I'm like, okay, Illustrator, Photoshop, Microsoft Excel, that's cute, but where's our software? You know, like, where's our cool design software? And that was it. That's what we had to use. That's what they teach in school, and it's not. Illustrator, Photoshop, and Microsoft Excel are not made for the fashion industry at all. Right. We just make it work for us because that's all we have.
Right.
You know, and there are other, they're called product life management software companies and things, but they're really expensive and they're really complicated to learn. It takes literally months to learn how to use it, and it's just for the big dogs. You know, we're developing what our target is like the middle ground apparel brand who's already rocking and rolling. They know what they're doing. They're making money, but they want to advance technologically, but they don't want to spend $20,000 to do it. They just want to. It should be like, for me, I think a search directory, to be able to find your people, it should be free, like Google.
Thank you.
Like Google is free. It's awesome. However, I still can't find my people.
Yeah.
I still can't find my people on Google. So it's just frustrating because my people, the fashion industry, we don't, they don't understand SEO, search engine optimization, and it's just too complicated for them, and you got to spend a lot of money to be on the top page of Google. And it's just, this is a solution that you can get found quickly, but everybody just go to one site, and everybody in the garment industry, whether you're a pattern maker, whether you're looking for a sewer, you're looking for an embroiderer, a screen printer, you are a manufacturer looking to partner with a brand, or you're just a student, looking to go intern for someone. Just everybody can find everybody for free, and that's how it should be. That should be. That's how it should be.
That is how it should be. Unfortunately, like you said, so many of the clients. Well, first thing, when you get these clients, we talked about this in other shows, you have to first inform them of what their needs are, which is already put you in a kind of strange position. And I was reading an article, Streaming Media, that says in about 90% of the cases,
right,
you have to actually explain to the client. They have no idea really what their needs are in the beginning. So you have to tell them what their needs. So much of what you do involves education. But thinking about Cassie, it's just like the creative music people who really don't want to. You can imagine a fashion person, many of them probably have the same mentality as the musicians. They don't want to do this. They just don't want to. And the musicians, it's funny, as much as they like being social and being out, how many of them have trouble with Facebook?
Yeah.
Or Twitter, or interacting with social media? You find it's a different skill set. Some people thrive in it,
right,
but that's a real minority of the group. Most of them still don't even know what to do with their Facebook. They need direction. So let's take a look at what you brought.
Yes, this is actually our launch page. It says we're launching in. We haven't launched yet. We're still building. But this gives you an idea.
Beta, huh?
We're in alpha. We're not even in beta yet. We're in alpha.
We're in beta right now. We're beta.
We are going to go beta in about probably a couple of weeks. Actually, we'll probably stay in-house. We'll invite a bunch. I have hundreds of fashion designer friends and apparel brands. We'll invite them on, but we'll just kind of, because we still need more money. We're actually going to do a Kickstarter campaign to raise some money to really put the polish on it and be able to finish it out, so that we can go beta and we can launch.
You guys listen to that. So Kickstarter, for many of you who don't know, is a way to secure funding.
Correct.
Online, get people to contribute to your projects, and it in itself was a fantastic development and concept that allows people to invest in things. So you can take a look.
Yeah.
But here is the site. Okay, so let's go visit some parts of it.
I like the shell and layout. I just had to compliment you on this one because I find it so different. And you use a key word which a lot of times it may not be user friendly, but when you say virtual garment district, those who are slow or who are not catching on, I'm just saying this because I go there, I do that. I say when they will catch up, and they'll say that term even if they don't know what it means,
right?
Because usually what happens is people get left out by the peer pressure of seeing everybody be adopters. So you're the champion, so you got to do the most work. You know that, right?
Oh yeah, it's probably one of the hardest things to do is to make people change people.
Right.
You'll have customer inertia. Some people just don't want to change, but eventually they will, they are.
Yeah, because when it hits your pocketbook like it is today, like Cassie said, 5 years ago you had even maybe a little time, but now if you're a business and you're not
online,
you know already you're making a big mistake.
Yeah. I mean, all of those manufacturers downtown, I would say 99%, 99% of them, they're getting business from word of mouth. I mean, they're getting millions of dollars, which is like, they're thinking, oh, we're great. But they know that the guys that are online, the 2%, that's online, are killing the game, so it's something that they know they have to do. And we've just made it so much easier for them. Like, they don't have to deal with search engine optimization, a website, and Twitter and social media. We do that. we do all the keywords where people can find them. People can be on Google and go and find them via our site. So we handle all that for them. So yeah, this is the team. This is again, we're updating our site. So we have new advisors. That's me. That's my CTO and co-founder, Nikolai. To the right of me. Alakazia is one of our advisors and one of my mentors who has come from a lot of the French couture houses like Yves Saint Laurent and I don't know, so many, Emmanuel Ungaro, Valentino, and just some of the best of couture houses. And Mike Huddigan is from Answers.com. They get 10 million visits a day. Brent Musson is going to come in later when we go into the software aspect of the product life management, because he's a Sigma black belt. Mm-hmm. And what they do is they make sure you're not wasting time and energy and effort, and and this is what we really want to do with the garment industry. There's a lot of wasted materials. There's a lot of wasted time. There's a lot, people are wasting 2 weeks sourcing out their manufacturers and their screen printers and this and that, when in 3 clicks you could do it in 30 minutes on our site. So that's going to cut time, energy, and man hours, all that. So yeah, those are some of our advice. I don't know how much time do I have. Because I can talk forever.
You have time. You do have time.
Okay.
It's always a wonderful moment when you're sitting here, because I can tell that you're like a trailblazer. You think in a trailblazing format. You're on the grind, but you always have somebody that usually is guiding and setting a standard for you.
Right.
Now,
brings you back to reality.
Right. So no matter how much we can sit here and listen to you, Joe next to you has been what you would call a force.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now we say the term mentor and other things like that. Where has he had an impact on you? See, it's easy to go to Joe and say, Joe, tell us all about it.
You don't want to know.
You don't want to know. So what I'm going to do is, I wanted to reverse it, because I think, if I was sitting there, I would be going, okay, who's that brother?
Mm-hmm.
It's the first thing I'm going to say. From your mouth, what has he meant to you?
Well, I think, it's kind of cliche, but knowledge is power. Knowledge really is power. And what mentors and advisors, really their best asset to you is their knowledge. And the things that he has taught me so far, especially I don't know how politics works at all. And unfortunately, when you're a business woman or business person in Los Angeles, and what I'm wanting to do is a huge impact on economic development in the city of Los Angeles. I was like, I need to get into the groove of how the city works. I want them to know I'm here. I want their support.
Right.
And so I'm meeting all of the councilmen and just all the political powers that be. Just to say, hi, I'm here. You do know I'm here, right?
Right.
You realize I'm here and I'm going to change the game, right? Just making sure you see us. So, he's just, introduced me, a lot of introductions to some very heavy hitters. And that's, half the battle is just really knowing people. But then, and he's vouching for me, and at his caliber of who he is, for just him to vouch for me. He's introduced me to people as the next female billionaire. I always like that.
You like that? Oh yeah.
I like that.
That'll get you a date.
That'll do more than that. Now, and look, and I always say this. First of all, it's an honor. And I believe this too. I believe that, I don't know politics, and some people don't know technology, and some people don't know fashion. But one thing that transcends is when somebody's in your ear and they say, and I always say, I use this crazy term, they said that really may not make sense. I say, I'm patiently aggressive. And sometimes I need somebody to say have patience, and sometimes they say they need to be aggressive. And I think people like Joe is saying, I know when you can speed up and when you need to slow down, because I think you're a stormtrooper and you like to go. So Joe, let me just try to figure out.
Yeah, I want to find out how Joe's looks like he's the voice of wise experience. So come on, Joe.
Actually, him and all my advisors. Yeah,
first let me explain how we came to meet. I think that's important for your viewers and listeners to know, I do a lot of presentations throughout the city on business and economic development and workforce development. And I happened to be speaking at the Recycling Black Dollars monthly mixer a few months back.
We know them. We know them.
My brother Muhammad Narsadeen, longtime friend, rest his soul. But I remain committed because I feel compassionate about recycling black dollars in our community. So it just so happens this particular day, a new face was in the audience. And the meeting was over. And I happened to be talking to the co-executive directors of RBD. And this little feisty woman comes tootling up to the table and says, in the midst of our conversation, "Excuse me, I'd like to talk to you when you're finished." And of course, the two young ladies who are the co-directors of RBD kind of looked astounded, but nonetheless, I was somewhat intrigued by the fact that the spunk that this young woman had by interrupting my moment.
I love
But
it.
we had a brief conversation afterwards, and hopefully I'm getting the story right. And I gave her my card. We exchanged cards, and as I've done with many people, if you want to follow up with me, here's my card. Unfortunately, not many people do, because they don't want to put the time and the work in. But this young lady did, and she said, "I'd like to." And I don't take meetings from everybody, but I was impressed with her spunk.
Yeah.
I was impressed with her trade knowledge. And what I thought I could help her with, quite frankly, was there's something my father taught me. And that is, sometimes it's more important to know what not to do than what to do. Because it will save you time, resources, and money. And she was I wanted to try to help her kind of hone in and kind of get her efforts focused on maybe the top 3 things she needed to focus on. So we did meet, and one thing clearly that I felt that I could help her with is, and young people have this challenge, and us as the old school, we don't do a good job of this, and that's connecting them to the resources.
Yes.
So I connected her with GLAC, the Great Los Angeles African American Chamber of Commerce, with the Crenshaw Chamber of Commerce, some other local trade groups, and then I actually started getting her access to the political powers in the city of Los Angeles, because as with anything, you're going to need money. And we want to invest in businesses such as Cassie's, because we want to see people get jobs at the end of the day. And I truly am connected and support her vision for what she wants to do with her business, because not only is she compassionate about young people, young women, she told you a little bit about her story, but she also wants to see people enhance the quality of their life.
True.
And I was impressed by that. So, in short, that's how we kind of came about.
She interrupted you.
I was like, "Excuse me, am I interrupted?" And one of the ladies was like, "Yes." And I was like, "Well, when you're done,
That's what I'm saying.
You know,
I'm gonna need to speak to him." And you know what's funny? He didn't even speak that day. He didn't speak.
Wow.
I didn't know who he was. He had on this crisp
that's
white
right.
suit.
You're right.
He had on this crisp white suit, and I was like, I need to speak to him. And I just, sometimes you gotta use your inner, use your sixth sense, people. I knew I needed to speak to him.
She's actually right. I didn't present that
He didn't
day. I
speak.
just happened
I didn't
to
know
be
who
in
he
the
was.
audience that day. That's
I didn't know
right.
who you were.
So the white suit did it.
It was a white suit and just his energy, and then how he was like falling back, but everybody was coming to him.
I'm gonna put it in the term that we use in urban culture. He had swag. He had swag.
He had I'm helping all y'all out. Y'all need me. That was his swag. Yes, it was.
That's a great story. It's a great story. I know, Mario. I had to ask a couple of questions.
I'm just amazed. It's interesting that no matter what has happened in your past, you come out of it with a vibe and an energy that's so progressive that you impact other people. It just says something about that, how you turned all that, because because you bring that energy. I can see how you would be affected, and people love to see that, people going after stuff with some gusto.
Oh yeah.
There are not a lot of them, like Joe said, they don't really call them back.
That's true. I was like, I called immediately, like, Monday? Can I come in Monday? Because that's all I ask for, is just for people to give me a chance. Let me in the door. You know, if you let me in the door, I'm gonna do what I do. I told him, if you just point to where I need to go, I will go. I just need to know how to do it. You know, I've never started a technology company before. This is my first time. I've had many businesses, but this one is a beast. And I have a lot of advisors and mentors that I call, and they take my call and they give me advice, and it's beautiful. This city of Los Angeles and the city of Santa Monica, the Silicon Beach area, is actually very supportive of entrepreneurs who are moving and shaking, and who are moving here to.
Oh, you had a little feedback. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah, they're very supportive of entrepreneurs that are, doing something and making progress. So every time I make some progress, I get some calls from some of my advisors or potential investors, saying, okay, it's basically like, we're watching you, like,
right on.
And we see you making moves, keep it up.
Wow.
So that's a beautiful thing. And I think all we can do is just keep progressing.
And I think the other thing that's important is for people like Cassie that have this vision and this passion, this dream they want to fulfill, is the access to capital piece.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, we don't get that connection, how that happens. I can tell you that almost no day goes by where someone says, Joe, how I get some of that city money? Because city got all that money.
Yes.
Well,
right.
That's not necessarily true. It ain't our money.
Right.
But one of the things I ask is, well, send me your business plan. It's all up here. No, brother, that's not gonna make it.
No.
You gotta have. So what Cassie has done is, and I think every recommendation that I've given to her, she's followed.
Wow.
I truly,
Wow.
I can't think of one thing that I've recommended that she has done. She's putting in the time to position herself to get funded, and that's the key. She's putting the time in, and quite frankly, that's not always the case.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I like it that you're spreading it around too, Cassie. Once again, everybody, take a look at the site, district2.co.
Yes.
Take a look, everybody, where you can go and get this information, connect with her.
Yeah, scroll down a little. Can you scroll down a little bit?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, see, that's what I like. I like when somebody
right
takes the direction.
Oh, you don't have to
So
worry
yeah,
about
those
it
are the
doing
different groups of people that can go on there. Like, yeah, just all of the fashion industry, from the manufacturers to the resource centers, like the schools and the libraries, the brands and the retailers, even the students and just the fashionista, the person who's interested, even like the mom who just wants to get soccer uniforms made. She can go on there and find someone that can do that, because we've developed an algorithm that will categorize and subcategorize every single person, company in the garment industry as best as we can. We'll see once we launch. We'll take feedback from all the people, and we might have forgotten something. I think it's pretty thorough though. But you never know. We might have just left out an entire group of people. It happens,
True.
So, yeah, we're you go, you put your best foot forward, and you always progress. And sometimes you have to pivot and change and move, and depending on what the people really want, because we're not just building this for us just to look at it so it's pretty, it's
Exactly.
pretty,
Right.
but we want to give the people what they want. The people that we're servicing are it's the fashion industry, the garment industry, the apparel industry, accessories and shoes, handbags, all of that. These are the people we're servicing. And in particular, right now, our focus is Los Angeles, because this is where I'm at. I'm here. It's where I live. This is my home. So, and it's a huge apparel industry. I just read something that they are, I think, number one as far as imports, exports, or it's huge in denim. Denim is number one in Los Angeles, and we're a force to be reckoned with, as far as garment industry, and people need to pay us a little more attention.
And so they will. Everybody, take a look now. We want you to go and follow up and give them some input. Wow, take a look at the site. So much and connect. So, Cassie, any other messages you want to give to our community before we move on?
I'd like to say for people that are starting businesses and especially the fashion industry, apparel brands and things of that nature. Yeah, you gotta get out, get up, and go get it. Like, meet people like Joe, Roseanne, or but don't hound them. Like they'll see you moving. You call them here and there. All my advisors, I don't hound them. I call them all maybe once or twice, once a week or once every other week. And when they give you that referral, when they say call this guy, you call that guy. You call that guy. No matter what, even if you're like, oh, I don't need that person, you do it anyway. Your advisors, I really think that it's not, money doesn't make businesses, people make businesses, so you have to follow the lead of people that have already made, if you scroll down to my my advisory list, the bottom right hand corner, Andre Stokes, he's done, back up a little, Andre Stokes, he's done $8 billion in transactions. He knows all about investment banking and businesses and what investors want, and he invites me into different types of events where there's a bunch of angel investors or venture capitalists, and I just sit there like a fly on the wall and I just take it all in, because at some point I'm going to be standing there in front of those guys,
right?
So it's like
preparing for the Shark Tank.
That's that's like all these guys are my Mr. Miyagi. This is Mr. Miyagi talking about wax on, wax off.
That's very good, very good.
So I'm ready. I'm about to get in the ring in a second. I'm about to get it. So I'm excited about pitching. I can't wait to get in front of people with millions of dollars and be like, I'm gonna need some of that. And quite frankly, they need us. Businesses, don't be so scared to go get that money, because there are thousands of investors, thousands of angel investors and venture capitalist firms that their job, and even his program, he has how much money? Tell them about your you have how much money that you have to give out?
About $15 million.
$15 million that he needs to give out by March.
End of March.
End of March 2014 to small businesses in the city of Los Angeles. So go in front of these people and go get your money. Well, this is what I say to all the businesses, because I'm gonna get mine.
Well, everybody,
we don't get ours.
So
District
important.
2.0 Cup.
Well, yeah, because even when you look at what we're doing here at Pack Stereo, a fledgling organization who we're in the process right now applying for one of the new low power FM stations. That antenna you see is us testing our systems to make sure we're just available. But it's so wonderful to know and actually meet someone who has been that for someone, that referral point. Because so many of us, Joseph, you're exactly right. We may be experts in these crafts.
Right.
But so many of us don't know and don't have the connections and the know-how to even attempt to go about those things. So I have to celebrate you today on this show for your efforts too, Joseph.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joseph.
And I think you can easily go on a different pathway, because most of the time we say, hey, I know how to do something real well or very good, or I'm excellent at it. But when you get into culture changing a culture, because we know when we go look at the numbers and we talk about technology, depending on what the term is, it's not fashionable. If I sit there and talk about the technology as I go out and talk to people, they'll shake their head yes and turn around and say, I don't know what the heck he's talking about. So it's not an obvious, it's so hard to be tangible with this. You see equipment, I said, that's not it. It's seamless now. Your technology,
it's in your phone.
It's right here. So what we're having is a platform to brace and support and have a voice in the community. And that will always be a standard, no matter where you go and wherever technology takes you or fashion, having a voice in what you do. And so I know what Mario's saying when he says, stand up and applaud for you, because I actually think of it that you're taking on a bigger, it's an elephant in the room, big and hungry. So I may joke around a lot of times, but I looked at everything you did, and I sat there and I said, okay, she's trying to change the game. So
I think the last thing, if I can, is you have to be bold. Fear is not an option, and I would leave that with particularly young people that want to start their own businesses.
Yes.
Fear is not an option.
Fear is not an option.
There we go.
Everybody, that's our guest. Go on, Cassie.
I was going to say, I have a little saying. There is no such thing as failure, only fear and laziness.
There you go.
There you go. I'm good.
Everybody, our guest. Cassie Beck, everybody.
Oh, no.
Getting to know all about you.
Oh, I need a better theme song.
That's cold.
I need a swag Now,
keep your day job.
Because of all the wonderful and new things we're learning about you here